First thing I really want to do, all
not
those
doing
that can stand, please stand, because we want to give her a last salute, because she was a soldier. We want to salute her. It was a long journey. It was a long journey. It was a long 2-year journey. Because really, she wasn't right ever since Mike and Greg passed. So, you know, she had to spend Mother's Day in the hospital, her birthday, which they gave her a party at the hospital, and the balloon she had 3 weeks ago, we just took the balloon. So this balloon lasted 6 months. It's like, every time I look at this balloon, I said, this balloon still got air in it? And it was all her. She was in the house Thanksgiving. And what a Thanksgiving it was for me and her. Because I went up there and every time I went to the hospital, I always had a big old bag of food because I was gonna be there all weekend. So I get there in the room and I see her, she got she had ate already. So I already told her I was gonna cook Thanksgiving dinner and I'd be up there. So I go up there and I said, you done ate already? I said, yeah, I ate a little bit. And I turned my back, she's like, you bring my greens? I said, yeah, I brought you greens. Yeah, fix me a little bit, fix me a little bit. Fix her little greens and a little plate, turkey dressing and all that. She ate that. She fall asleep for 2 hours and wake up. Where my greens at? Where them greens at? Is that all you brought? I said, no, I got a bucket full. Fix me a little more. Well, I'm fixing her green and I'm trying to get her fork. I said, hold on, let me get you a fork. She said, I got a fork. I said, where's it at? She eating with her hands. I got this. She loved her greens. She loved her greens. But everybody in here got a story about her. And it's a good story. It's not a bad story, and it's a good story. I just want to share right now me and her journey that we went through, because it was a rough road. But we was there. Me and Jeff was a daytime person. I was a night. Because I came home on the weekends and I watched, and it seemed like she had her worst episodes was at night. You know, spitting up, throwing up, and we bonded. We shared some thoughts. She said some things to me, and you know, I'm just watching her just stuffing them, holding a bucket, and she's throwing up and spitting up. And I said, what can I do? What can I do? You all right? You all right? You okay? She said, yeah. She said, I'm all right. She looked at me and she said, just pray. Just pray. I said, I'm praying and crying at the same time. I mean, what can I do? So, you know, we went through a lot of stuff and this and that. So we took her to the Cleveland Clinic. Finally, after she done went to Trimble 15 times. So she was spoiled on Cleveland Clinic though. Because every time we went to the Cleveland Clinic, the way they took care of her, she just loved it. They so nice, and they was in the room every 5 minutes taking care of her and all that. So we went through about we had to take her up there maybe 4 or 5 times. But like the 4th time, we get closer to trying to address the problem on what was going on. So we get to this 4th doctor after so many times, and this lady, we sat around the table, her bed, and we got the game plan together. They said, Miss Hampton, we're gonna do this. We got to go in, put the tube in your throat, and we got to see what's going on so we can address the problem. We only got 2 more steps to do. We got to do that, and we got to take another test, which was 4 hours, that she had to take pictures of. She had to eat something and take pictures of how the stuff digested so we can get to the problem. So this was like on a Wednesday, you know, so it was like 6 of us, me, Jeff, like 4 doctors. So I'm asking her questions so she could be comfortable with what she's doing. So I asked her, she already, you know, is this gonna get to the problem? She ain't got it, because she didn't like getting stuck and she got tired of that. So after like the 4th doctor, this is maybe on a Tuesday. It was like on a Wednesday. And Thursday came, all right, this is the game plan. So Thursday came, because I was working nights and I came in the hospital at night. And I came there Thursday and I looked and she took a turn for the worse. She couldn't eat, she couldn't talk, she couldn't speak. And I'm like, what in the world happened? What happened to you? You gotta take this test Monday, and she's out of it. So now she couldn't do nothing. She couldn't. So we had a contact together. What? Because I was always holding her, you want something to drink, this and that. And I'm like, what in the world did happen to her? So now she ain't participating with the nurses. She ain't opening her mouth. She ain't doing nothing. And it's like, I called Jeff. I just said, Jeff, she done took a turn for the worse. So we get there. Jeff said, I'm on my way. We get there. She couldn't do nothing. So Friday come, the nurses, I walk in the hospital, the nurses said, well, she's not taking the test. She's not going to take it because she's not opening her mouth. She's not drinking nothing. Every time I go up, you'll see the water. She wasn't drinking. She wasn't doing nothing. So I thought she was giving up. And she was just in bad shape. So I said, well, what's the next move to do? So now Friday, while we was there, she can't eat or drink. So now all of a sudden she ain't taking no test. So now all of a sudden they telling her, well, in other words, since you can't open your mouth and take these tests, ain't nothing we can do for you. So we're gonna discharge you. So this was on a Saturday. I said to myself, Jeff said, well, they gonna get discharged her Saturday. I said, how they gonna discharge her? And she ain't in a good shape. I knew what kind of shape it was in, because like I said, we bonded. I knew her body and we knew everything. So the lady said, well, I got her discharge papers ready and all that. I said, discharge? I said, she ain't in no shape to go nowhere. How's she gonna go? I said, first of all, I refused to put her in the car because I knew her. We had a bond. I refused to put her in the car and take her knowing that I'm gonna turn around 15 minutes later and have to bring her back. So then I looked at the nurse and I said, if it was your mother, what would you do? What would you do? She looked at me and said, well, it's an 800 number you can call and they'll keep her for a couple of days and really address the problem. I said, you should have been gave me that number. So she gave me the number, I called 800 number, blah, blah, blah. Well, she ain't in shape. She ain't going nowhere now. So now I walk in the room because she knew she was just watching me the whole time. Normally, she'd be looking at me and tell me, baby, be quiet, chill out. She's probably telling me that right now. Sit down. Sit down. But she couldn't talk. We had an eye coordination. So the lady was like, so I guess Cleveland Clinic, so now I know I got leverage. I got 2 days, she's staying, and ain't nothing they can tell me. So they send this one doctor in there, she's probably about 35 years old. Doctor come in there, they go on the computer and all this. Well, she looked like she's fine, her everything's normal, everything is strong. But I said, but is you looking at her in that bed? I said, I don't care what that computer said, are you looking at her in that bed? I guess Cleveland Clinic sent somebody down there to really see how sick you is. Why she didn't go home, why she didn't get released. So she's talking this and that, and I'm looking at her in the bed, and the nurse so now the nurse started talking, now she done made me mad. I said, first of all, are you her doctor? She said, no. I said, was you at that meeting Thursday when we discussed going here and here, we only got 2 more steps to take? Was you here discussing all this? Have you took her blood pressure? She said, no. I said, well, ain't nothing you can tell me then. She ain't going nowhere. That was my main thing. She's not going anywhere. She's not well. Another doctor come in 2 hours later, young kid. He couldn't speak English, so I said, I know how to get rid of him fast. They said, I said, what y'all trying to do? To kick her out of the hospital? Well, everybody could hear me. And she's like, no, we're not trying to kick her out of the hospital. He got up out of there fast, so now I'm really mad. So she watching me. She can't talk, but she watching me. With his eyes, she watched me she was like, yeah, go ahead, thank you. I knew she wasn't well enough to get up out that bed. And I'm like, oh my God. So now all of a sudden she's getting better, a little. And I tell you, it was a rough journey. Yeah. So now we got Monday, so I'm telling Jeff, she ain't gonna open her mouth to take these tests, to put this tube down. Jeff said, oh, she gonna open her mouth. This was Monday. We talked to her sisters and everybody. We had her on speakerphone and all this. Mom, can you open your mouth? You can take this test because we're almost there. We're addressing the problem. We're almost there. So she ended up taking the test. I called Jeff. Jeff, she take the test. Jeff, yeah, she took it. How did you get her to take the test? Because I knew she wasn't gonna open her mouth. She took the test. And then on Wednesday, she had another 4-hour test. I was down there with the 4-hour test. We took that. And now we're getting closer to the problem. We didn't address these 2 things. So the doctor come back and say, well, she has a hernia. We're going to do this. We're going to treat her. We're going to get this and that. it was good. She started getting better. She started getting better, and it was just like night and day. So I think that was really the turning point. That little time that we had bought her to stay in the hospital, that was her turning point. And she was just getting better. But I think the worst time she had in that hospital, I hate to say it, but she wanted me to break her out the hospital. She wanted me to do something illegal, break her out the hospital. How did I break it? Because this lady came in there, because I used to go in there at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I used to sit in there, and when she didn't have no roommate. So I used to go in there and lay in the bed and relax and sleep until she slept. So it's funny, this lady come in there at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And she was talking loud. She was like, hi, how you doing? But her main thing she wanted to do, she made like 4 calls. I have to go to the potty. I have to go to the potty. So she go to the potty. All of a sudden, me and my mother look up. You know how you groundhog, look out a hole. Stop, look at each other like, what in the world is that? So I worried. So I left. She said, Mother, she's probably sick. Don't worry about it. So the next day, I'm worried about her all day, how she getting along, she's sleeping. That was my main thing, worried about how she's sleeping. Because I could tell how she slept because of the bucket, how much she spit up. That's how she slept. If she spit a little bit, she's sleeping good. But if she got a lot of stuff, she ain't sleeping good well at night. So I go in there, and this is about 4 o'clock in the morning. And every time I came in, and she knew when I was coming, she waited on me. She waited on me every time. I go in there, she like this. She's like, I was like, what's wrong? Everything all right? She said, baby, you got to get me out of here. I can't stand this smell. This lady is killing me. You got to get me out of here. You got to get me out of here. I said, no problem. I'll take care of that. I took care of that problem. She was in the room by herself. But, you know, as time went on, she got better. And I go to Warren. Every week we was cooking greens. So she wasn't cooking for herself. Joe and Jeff was cooking her breakfast. I was doing the dinner things with the greens because she liked the greens. So we do the greens. She getting better. So about 3 weeks ago, we went down there and she was cooking salmon. And I mean, it's a complete turnaround. I said, that ain't nothing but God. There ain't nothing but God. She was a complete turnaround. So I called her about 2 weeks ago. And she was telling me, she said, well, I got a bad cough and I'm going to go on up to the Cleveland Clinic and get me some medicine. Because she knew where to go to get the medicine. So we go up to Cleveland Clinic. And that Saturday, last Saturday, I wasn't even, it was an amazing day because God was talking to us all day. All day. She wasn't in no pain. Jeff said, well, we're going to Cleveland Clinic. I was coming to Warren. I passed them going. He said, what time you coming? I said, I'll be up there a little later on. So I get up there. On my way home, I call Marnay. Marnay, we going to the hospital to see your grandmother. Normally, Marnay be like, how long we going to be there? I ain't going to go. But Marnay said, yeah, real fast. And I was like, wow. Why'd you say, yeah, so fast? And we got there, which 2 days ago, Marnay said, well, Daddy, that wasn't me talking when you asked me to go to the hospital. She said, that was not me, that was God talking. So God knew to lead her right to the hospital. So we in the hospital and we go see her, we walk in there. This was last Saturday. She say, hey, how y'all doing? She always smiles, how y'all doing? We talking to her and all that, and the lady was getting her discharge paper together. She was a good guy. She was taking a breathing treatment, and the lady was getting it. I said, whatever she got to sign, I'll sign it, and I signed her out. And Samia said something funny. She was like, Daddy, what was the worst thing that ever happened to you? I said, I don't know, baby. The work that I started was just so many of them. And Marnay started laughing. When he had us, she busted out laughing. Normally, you know, my mother giggled, but she was laughing. She was laughing. So they discharged her. Marnay pushing her out in the wheelchair. And she was like, don't push me in that throw up. We put her in the car, and like 11:15 at night, Amber called her. So God was telling them, this is gonna be it. We didn't know. So next thing I know, Jeff called me 7 o'clock in the morning. And I tell you, normally take me 50 minutes. I made it there in 24 minutes. Full speed, 90, 95 the whole way. So the best thing about this was, and I'm almost done, the best thing was about it was she didn't have no pain when she died. She didn't have no pain. She died laughing. That's something. That's what I'm always remember about her. Not sad, but I'm always remember her. The best thing about it was Cleveland's clinic sent her home so she can go home. Yeah. So that she could go home. So you couldn't have picked a better script. She was ready. She was ready. She had her little blue suit picked out. Yeah. She had everything together. Everything was paid for. All that. She was just at peace. So I just want to thank everybody for showing up, all these sons and daughters and all that. And like to say, pray for us. But pray for us in a positive way and not a negative way. Okay, that's all we ask. All right. Thank you, and Mom rest, and I love y'all.